All right, well, fantastic. Welcome to the IAESS webinar series. We're in our summer series now, and just wanted to give you an overview of what IAESS is all about. We'd love to sponsor these webinar series and from speakers from around the snow sports world and industry. And just as a reminder, as the motto says, where science meets practice, IAESS is a pillar organization of Interski International, and we're dedicated to snow sports and education systems and bridging the gap between theory and practice. Here's our illustrious board. I'll let you take a look at all the folks there. Many of us are here today with you all. Vanessa Mann is our General Secretary. Asa Tugatam is in the house from Sweden. Dr. Pete Allison is here, coming in from Nashville, Tennessee. Rado Piso is here. Myself, Dave Schuling, Chris Zergovsky. We don't have Gerhard here today, or Peter Mall. Also, our president, Dieter Bubeck, was unable to be with us today, and former president Klaus Ostren, always recognized for his work with the organization. And what we've been up to, what we've been working on is certainly the online seminars or these webinars, uniting the snow sports industry with speakers in a whole variety of topics. We are also interested in providing infographics and taking all of the research and science and practice from around the world of snow sports and compiling that within our website, and constantly working on networking and creating programs for greater growth and inclusion and diversity within the snow sports industry. You can check us out on Facebook, and you can also check us out on Instagram, as well as our website is iaess.org. And certainly thanks to the folks that helped put this event on, and this particular event for hosting this seminar. And before we kick it over to our special guest speaker for today, Julijan Peric, I want to kick it over to Rado to make sure that he gives everybody a warm welcome and introduces our guest speaker today. Rado, take it away.
I would like to greet everybody and to thanks Julian on behalf of ISS and also Slovenian Ski Instructor Association. And he was willing to present his work and his research also in the field. So he's the head of Slovenian demo team. He's test skier at Alliance Skis and experienced ski trainer. He works a lot also with the athletes and with children, and leads the children's ski racing teams. During the summer, he's kept working a lot also on the glaciers with the world-class alpine ski athletes. But I should add also that as we are merging science and education and practice, he's also a researcher, working as a young researcher at the biggest Slovenian Institute of Technology, and preparing his PhD right now in the field of nuclear physics. So I think that he's the right person to discuss with us and to share with us his experience in the field. With the title Ski Easy via Ski Hard, No Base NoRace. We are all looking forward to his talk, and I think that he's ready to take a floor.
We'll kick it over to Julie. Have a great presentation, and thank you all for coming today.
Okay, so thank you all for coming, and thank you all for organizing this great event where I can present you my colleagues' view on ski teaching. So thank you, Rado, for a nice presentation and nice introduction. And thank you, Dave, for setting this all up. So as mentioned before, my name is Julijan Peric, and I'm a head of Slovski demo team. And today I will be speaking about Ski Easy versus Ski Hard. So no base, no race. I'm here on the behalf of Slovski demo team, and thank you all for taking your time and attending this seminar. Let me start first with the content. I will start with a brief introduction where I will speak mostly about skiing in Slovenia and in Europe. And from then on, I will try to present you the iEasy project and the iEasy methodology and way of teaching to Ski Hard, to our methodology, which we already presented at the Interski in Levy, even practically. So it's a bit pity that we are not on the snow right now, but the summer temperatures are good as well for this part of year. So after that, I will speak about Ski Hard, and I will try to present the idea of this methodology. And after that, I will go more into the nuts and bolts, and I will present the gate setups, which are selected to lead our trainee from the first steps into the confined space to the let's say a great skilled skier who can ski in the confined space. After that, I will try to present you why should everyone ski hard. And I will conclude my presentation with some conclusions. So, as mentioned before, I come from Slovenia, a beautiful country in a central to southern Europe, a very small, cute country on the sunny side of the Alps. Here you can see a beautiful picture of Lake Bled during winter. Since Slovenia is a small country, we have around 5 bigger ski resorts for our standards. These are very small ski resorts if we compare them to France, to Italy, or to some other countries. But for us, they are big and we are very happy. Since our tradition in skiing comes from way back. So Slovenian people were always alpine skiers. In Slovenia, alpine skiing is a national sport, not football, not tennis, not handball, but alpine skiing. Here you can see a picture from way back of a World Cup race in Kranjska Gora, so Pokal Vitranc. And here you can see the same picture from Kranjska Gora last year. So we can spot some differences. And the major one, really easily spotted, is that here there is a lot more people in compare to this photo. And we can see that in Slovenia, alpine skiing is still a national sport, but it's not that important. Let's just say 10, 20 years ago, most of the Slovenians could ski. Now the number of skiers is decreasing. And this is a huge problem. And I was speaking at the Interski Congress, and when I'm around, I'm speaking with a lot of sport workers. And they all see more or less the same effects or the same patterns, which means that the sport in general, the activity is decreasing. And there are a lot of factors, and I will name just some of them. For Slovenia, definitely green winters. So green winters, we don't have a lot of snow anymore. A few years ago, or 10 years, 20 years ago in Slovenia, as a ski instructor, you could work nearly 150, 160 days per season. Last season, it was really bad, but in the best ski resort, with most days, you could work 90 days on a Rogla ski resort. And this is a game changer, since people needs to travel more to ski. And usually children started skiing behind their house, but now behind their house there is no snow anymore. And with decrease of snow, the costs are getting higher. So the transportation costs more. The ski passes, they are more expensive. Even the equipment is more expensive since less people are skiing. And if we take a look at our children, at the generations which are starting to ski and which are starting to practice this beautiful sport, we can see that they have new priorities. So one is that they are not that patient. They are not willing to put so much effort to feel skiing, to feel this beautiful sport. Even though the skiing is very social media friendly, you need a lot of skill that your photo looks nice on the Instagram. On the other hand, some other sports which are more social media friendly and are easier, they are more they're easier in that sport. It's easier to make a better photo, and then children just post it and they get a lot of likes. And this is one of the very big problems with skiing and with sports in particular nowadays. Even the esports are taking over. So the children are very happy to stay behind their computer and to play all the esports. And we can see a huge increase in esport players. And this is another problem. So and another factor problematic is that the society is very instant. So we want to practice or we want to ski basically in no time. But we know that with skiing it's impossible. You need some hours to travel to the ski resort. Then you need to put the equipment. It lasts at least 20 minutes to put the equipment on you. And then you take the chairlift, another 10 minutes, and then you start to ski. And this is a lot of time, a lot of commitment, which nowadays people are not very happy to do it. But it's not that black. So on the other hand, we have you. We have a lot of ski workers, ski researchers, ski enthusiasts, which are working very hard to increase the number of skiers in this, the number of participants in this beautiful sport. And here today with us, we have Dr. Rado Pišot, a project leader of the iEasy project, which is one of the big efforts to bring back the numbers to the ski resorts as it was back in the days. So iEasy, it's an European project where a lot of very smart people, very hardworking people came together from 11 countries now, and they developed the unified teaching model. And the aim is how to teach the children to ski as fast as possible, backed up by science, by biomechanics, and by a lot of experience. And in this project, they were working hard, people from 11 countries. So Slovenia, Bosnia, Croatia, Bulgaria, Italy, Austria, Germany, Sweden, United Kingdom, USA, and Serbia. So they made this unified teaching model, and this model teaches future skiers in 5 teaching steps. So first step, adaptation. Second step, sliding, control of speed and stopping. Okay. At the second step, your trainees starts to feel the speed, starts to feel the sliding, and everyone who is working in the ski industry know that once you put a child on a skis and they start to slide, they start to smile, and in that moment they're hooked, and after that they step up, they start changing the direction, turning, then they start to play with the center of mass, and after that we have a coordinated skiing. But we have a huge steps of excitement from adaptation to sliding, from sliding to changing directions, from changing direction to managing the center of mass. But we don't have that much excitement anymore from managing the center of mass to coordinated ski. And because of that, a lot of children and a lot of trainees lose their interest in skiing. They are not that excited anymore. They don't see anything new. Since you need to commit, you need to do a lot of repetitions, you need to do a lot of slopes to get better in the coordinated skiing. Since your skill is already progressed so much that you need to work a lot to progress a small amount more. And what to do? How to proceed from coordinated skiing? How to further excite our trainees? Here I need to mention that Ski Easy project puts more than 100 children on the snow with new Ski Easy equipment, with free skiing courses, and they even taught this methodology for free to a lot of ski instructors all over the world. So this is a great effort, and we as a Slow Ski demo team tried to back up this effort, and we developed the methodology, the way to proceed from the Ski Easy. So Ski Easy give us a lot of new skiers, and these new skiers we need to lead them to that perfect turn. So the answer is ski hard. Why ski hard? Because first thing, everyone wants to ski hard. Everyone wants to have that picture to post it on the media where he's totally sending it and everyone is liking it because he's so active. And this is why we developed Ski Hard, and this is the Ski Hard methodology is developed to further excite our trainees to bring up their skill level in alpine skiing. So the Ski Hard methodology was developed from our Slovenian alpine ski school programs. So since alpine skiing is national sport in Slovenia, we have a racing teams, we have ski schools, and in between there are alpine school programs. These programs are not that long as a racing program, but they are for those children who wants to ski fast, who wants to ski well, who wants to really enjoy time on the slope. This is to inspire the children, to inspire future skiers. And from that on, in that programs, they usually use confined space to further excite their trainees. And we put all that experience and experience from racing camps together, and we developed this methodology. So the idea is that once you have a skier who can ski in free skiing in coordinated manner, so he's a level 5 in Ski Easy, you start to teach them with different setup. You start to teach them rhythm. You start to teach them confined space, how to use it. You start to teach them the correct sequence of movements in the confined space. You start to teach them the line selection, which is crucial in the confined space, and you teach them how to control the speed. And when you combine all of that, you get a skier with a precise technique. So we are gradually building our skiers to the skiers who really can ski GS turns with a precise technique. And here, what is important is that the first thing in our ski hard methodology is the warm-up. The warm-up is crucial. All the exercises which our children, our trainees were doing during the Ski iEasy project or during in ski schools, we use them in the warm-up. This is not the ordinary warm-up of the trainers who say, okay, children, go and warm up for 3 slopes and then meet me at the top of the hill. This is the easiest thing, but nothing is easy in ski hard. Even the trainer needs to work a bit harder. And what I mean by that, I mean that he needs to be present in the warm-up. This means that he goes to put up the gate setups together with their children, and after that, they go to warm-up. Why the warm-up is so important? Because our children, our trainees, needs to adapt to, first, the freezing cold. Then they need to adapt to movement. They need to warm up their muscles. They need to adapt on the sliding, on the longer ski. They need to adapt on the speed. And at the end, they need to adapt on the forces. So the idea is that the warm-up goes as follows. So first, elementary curve with some exercises. After that, basic swinging, gradually increasing the speed. After that, if you have the slope, really easy slope, you can put your trainees in tuck position and they ski on the edges. But here, the speed needs to be low, so they are precise. After that, after, let's just say, 2 slopes, we go to the wide corridor and gradually increasing the rhythm and intensity. So at the end, our trainees should ski with the same forces, with the same intensity, with the same speed as we expect from them in the confined space. And from them, they can gradually go to the gate setups. And if once we educate them that the warm-up is that important, one season when we try hard with them with the warm-ups before every training in the confined space, after that, we taught them that the warm-up is very important and they will do it even by themselves, because otherwise they will feel weird. And this must be your goal. You need to educate them because usually trainees go straight during the warm-up with as low turns as possible. And this is very bad since then they come to the confined space and they're lost. They're not adapted. So let me go into the nuts and bolts now. So how this progression from coordinated skiing, how can we lead our trainees from coordinated skiing to the nice GS turns on high gates? So the easiest and one of the most important setups are the corridors. So we know the single corridor, if we have only 2 lines. Now here I draw a double corridor. If we have space, we can do even a triple corridor. So the idea is the first steps in the confined space are made in corridors. So the rhythm is symmetric, and we are setting up the course symmetric as well. We use brushes. Sometimes we use stubbies as well. So stubbies are the short, flexible poles. Why do we use the small markers? The first one is the barrier of the height for our children, and the fear from the big gates. This is the first thing. The other thing is that we can use, of all corrective exercises, we use in free skiing. We can use different skiing lines, and corridors are the great use of space. Since we can basically put them on everywhere, since if we have some amount of space. And how to ski a corridor like this? So first, a simple thing. So our trainee takes just the line, and this is the gate setup which is the least exposed. So the forces are low, and our trainee have time to adapt to this gate setup, to the confined space. He can adapt his rhythm. After the adaptation of rhythm, he can start playing with the rhythm. And after that, he starts to coordinate his movement in this confined space. With the different setups of the corridors, we can vary, so the difficulty, we can vary the speed, and we can vary even the exercises. So this is the easiest way to use a corridor like this. If we have a better skier, or our skier is progressing rapidly, in the next slope, in the next turn, we can give him this kind of exercise. So here he will take the more exposed gates. So they have one in between, and he will need to lean more his knees and to compensate better, to turn faster the skis if he would like to ski in the same manner, in the same speed. And after that, when our skier is very skilled, we can introduce the variations of rhythm. So this is a thing how we can vary the rhythm. We can say him, okay, first the second one, then the third one, the third one, the third one, and the second one again. And this is a coordinative exercise in confined space. It's already difficult, and it's very excited, yes. And the trainees, children love this kind of games. Okay, so once they are familiar with this and they really can ski on edges, then we put up our game and we can set up a carving corridor. So the aim of this corridor is skiing on the edges. And here we introduce the ski line selection in confined space. So our trainee needs to think in advance how exposed gate setup he will choose based on his knowledge. This is a very nice gate setup, since all the trainees can use the same setup, but by different selection, they can vary, or you can vary the difficulty very much. So markers again, brushes and stubbies. So here we have the numbered stubbies and the numbered markers. And the easiest way to use this kind of gate setup is, so they go from 1 to 2 to 1 to 2 to 1 to 2 again. Okay, and when they are adapted, when they can easily ski this on the edges with a very high speed, you can give them a more difficult exercise, and they can take the more exposed markers. So they go on the second one, even in the blue. And if they are even better, So they will take the third one. And this is going to be very difficult. And they will try to lean and go as close to the snow as possible. And they will all have fun. Even the children with different skill level will ski on the same gate setup and have as much fun as anyone. So then, if this is too easy, they can even select the rhythm and select the line. And this is the concept of what a world-class athlete is doing during his skiing. So here we are teaching, they are experiencing the same ideas, the same things, the same feelings as a world-class athlete during his run. Here is everything easier, but the timing, the idea is the same. And here is the selection of the line 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. And this is a difficult exercise. So a lot of times children can't really get the line. So they see the apex, they see the marker, the turning marker, and they go straight to that marker, and then they try to do a fast turn. So we say that they are doing the square turns. And this, we can approach this problem with simulation of ski line. So we use the markers, so brushes only here, so our trainees can ski on them, and we simulate the ski line as shown here on the right. So we put here are 7 markers to mark the ski line. And then we gradually take away the markers until we come to 3 markers for each turn. One of the concepts here are the gamification. So everybody who gamed some driving games knows that usually the driving line is drawn on the tarmac. The same thing is here. You need to see those faces of children who see this line and try to ski on it. They think, they feel as they are in the game, and they are skiing with a very nice line, and they're really excited about it. Once we come to 3 markers for a turn, then we have more possibilities. One is double trouble. So we don't put the turning marker, but we put the marker before and the marker after. So they must do a really circled turn around those 2 markers. Or if our trainee has the problem with the anticipation of the next turn, we can put the marker of the entrance marker and the exit marker, which means that our trainee needs to go above the entrance marker, touch the turn marker, and finish the turn above the exit marker. This can be combined if our trainee are skiing 2 around the gates. This usually happens when you put the big gates here. Then you can put the entrance above. So they need to enter more directly. And when you play with the positioning of the entrance and exit markers, you can really achieve a lot of things. And after that, we have the single turn marker, where our trainee needs to put his spatial awareness to the test. So he knows how to make a round turn with the apex at the turning marker. And once you have a skier who can ski on the edges and who can really select very well our line, we can start to transition from brushes to GS gate. And again, here a very important thing is a progression needs to be slow. So we need to give time and space to our children, to our trainees to adapt to the new setup. And here we have the double markers, so the double brush markers. After that, the double stubby marker, which is already a bit bigger than a brush, and our trainee can't ski over it. And after that, we have a stubby and a big pole. With the introduction of the big pole, we confine the vertical space as well, not just the X and Y axis, but even the vertical space is confined by the big gates. And here again, with the slow progression, we can teach our children to ski fast, to ski in the right manner without fear of the GS gates. If we put them on the big gates straight away, they will, with 60 kilometers an hour, they will touch the gate and there will be pain. And from pain, the fear for the big gates will derive. So here we need to optimize this progression and to be really patient, so they get the correct line selection and the correct positioning at the gates. And again, after that, we use double big poles without the flag. Why? So they can see through it. The gate for trainees make a great difference. I'm sorry. And after that, we have a rhythmic GS setup. And they are ready really to attack this setup. And this is very nice. But usually when we start with this kind of setups, the line selection is not as good as it was before in this kind of gates, in this kind of setups. And because of that, we can combine both, and we can draw them a line on the giant slalom setup. And this is how it would look like. So we can combine, and we have the line drawn by the brushes, and we have the turn gates, which are progressively getting more difficult. Then here we can see how our trainees could ski this kind of gate setup. And here the idea is the progression and the speed. So they need to ski on the perfect line, which you draw it with the brushes with as much speed as possible. So hopefully I was precise enough that you got the methodology. So now we are at the end of our, let's just say, in our progression from first steps in the confined space to the GS gate setup. And from here on, we can start training different gate setups. But our trainees are already familiar with speed, with line selection, with proper, precise technique. They are not ski racers, but they are ready if they want. They have the knowledge, they have the experience to step into that programs. And so why should everyone ski hard? So the third thing is broader skiing knowledge. So broader skiing knowledge, more fun, new challenges, and for our children, a lot of very, very nice photos and video materials in that gate setups. Safer skiing in the future. So they really develop there's better spatial awareness during this kind of gate setups and this kind of training. And if they are better spatially aware, they can see and then they can adopt their ski line to other skiers when they are free skiing. And once you master the ski line selection, you can ski very safely, fast, even during peak season where there is a crowd on the slope. So in principle, skiers are just gates or markers which are moving. This is a bit different, but you have the skill. You are able to adapt your skiing. You are able to control your speed to the conditions on the slope. And they will be more safe in their future life. So why? I think that skiing is the most safe sport where we can transfer the knowledge and experience to driving. First thing, spatial awareness. The second thing, control over variable conditions. So when a skier goes on the slope, we know that snow can change every turn, and we need to adapt our skiing. The same thing on the road. We need to adapt our driving. Here we teach our skiers to react to different inputs, to select the line, and they adapt the speed, and we know that the line selection is crucial. We in the biomechanics view. So the better the line, the lower the forces. So the lower the forces, the lower the possibility to slide. So when you slide, when you are skiing, usually nothing happens. But when you are sliding, when you are driving, there can be a catastrophic consequences. So more better safety in life. So to conclude, I'd like to thank my colleagues, which were helping me with with the development of this methodology from the Slow Ski demo team. So the goal was to increase the ski knowledge to the highest possible level of our trainees and gave them an opportunity to choose the ski racing as a sport. And we, with this methodology, we tried to give new challenges for skiers with good skills as well. We tried to continue the beautiful project of iEasy and try to lead all those new enthusiastic skiers to a new path, to a new way of skiing. We believe and we know that during this course, they are all having fun. They feel the adrenaline in safe conditions, and they gain a lot of knowledge and experience that will be useful in their future life. So thank you, team, and thank you all for being here today. And this is all from my side. Thank you.
At this point in time, we do have a little bit of time left for any questions. I don't see anything currently in the Q&A, but we'll give it a moment. Thank you so much for that presentation. Or any questions or comments from our IAESS board?
Yeah, if I can, Dave. Thanks.
Please.
Maybe just a short comment. But first of all, thanks, Julie, for this presentation and for this enthusiasm that you are showing to overbuild the story with when we pass from the beginner to the advanced skiing, which is for sure very important. You mentioned that there are some problems many times happening because kids are not willing to put too much effort. And here I completely 100% agree with you that it's true. And we have to find the right methods to motivate them and to push them over this. But sometimes we have to think also there is a difference between willing and if they are, and the question if they are even able to do this. Because of the decrease in fitness, it's happened that they are simply not able to do. But however, in the both situation, we have to find motivation how to go through this. Maybe you can, I would like to hear your comments on this, because at this point, normally you can motivate them finding right tools, finding right exercises that you mentioned, many of them, and motivate them with a situation which is including them. This I will combine. And the second thing, and you can answer this later, what is 100%, and I agree completely with you, sure, also is the importance of warming up. But how can you comment that, at least in Slovenia, and we are talking a lot about this, many times you can see a lot of ski instructors that they are not using warming up even for themselves. So here's the question: how to being a good role model and not doing on the same side, on the other side, the same thing. So there are two different stories, and thanks for your comment. And thanks again for this excellent presentation, Julie.
Thank you, Rada. So the first comment is, I think that that if we motivate enough our children with the use of the things or these polygons and things like that, once they are hooked, they will do anything, so they can do it. And if you have a ski gate setup like this, so the idea is that usually you have a boy or a girl who is really struggling and another one who is really good. And if you can put them on the same gate setup, they the one who is not that skilled will see that they are skiing on the same level. Okay, one is taking the more exposed gates compared to the other, but the speed is the same. And he's seeing that he will be able to do that in the future. And he will try to do it. He will go for it because he will see the goal. I think that we need to hook them. We need to hook them on skiing. We need to show them that it is possible, and they will try. I'm 100% that they will try. Regarding the warm-up, I think that this is the role model is the way to go. So we as ski instructors, we need to be with our trainees, with our skiers, and we need to warm up with them, since this is crucial. Without the warm-up, without the adaptation, it's impossible. I spoke with, let's just say, with world-class athletes who ski race, and they can't think about skiing without a warm-up. I was working with Stefan Hadalin with this kind of exercises. He started a lot of workshops, and he was warming up for the easiest exercise of snowplow, because he said, I can't feel my body and I will get hurt. He sees the importance of warm-up, and if we will be there, and if we will show our children that this is important, they will do so. So we need to be the role models.
Looks like we have potentially a question.
Thanks, Julie.
From Boyan. I just allowed you to unmute if you'd like to ask your question.
Hello everyone, I'm Bojan from Bulgaria, Borovets especially. And thank you, Julian, for a beautiful presentation. I have a simple question. How you guys managing especially physically to find the right space for all the exercises, beautiful exercises, and we do everything to make our customers, kids and adults fun and in love skiing. But how you physically find the space on the slopes for exercise like that?
Yes. So one thing is that we are very connected with a lot of ski resorts, and we can ask for one slope, and we can set up gates there. This is one way. The other way is to select the ski center based on that. Usually, if you ask in the ski center, they will allow you. And if you work well, and if you set up gates in safety, they will see that you are not trying to hurt anybody. And because of that, they will leave you to set up. And I think that most ski resorts have reserved ski slopes only for training, and you can use them all the time, usually. So these are my experiences.
Thanks for that question. Asa, do you have a question?
Yes, thank you for a great presentation. You're really good at English. It's nice to listen to.
Thank you.
You were talking about it in the very beginning, about that skiing is like a national sport. And then I was thinking about when you said that the sport is decreasing. Do they have like skiing in schools? That's one of my questions. And the other one is there another sport that is growing bigger? You were talking about social media, but I was thinking if it was another sport that was less expensive or something that was more common, becoming more common. So 2 questions.
Okay, thank you for the questions. So yes, they still have skiing in schools, but usually it's a problem of costs, and they usually cancel this, let's just say, skiing or school in nature, we call it here in Slovenia. So 1 week of skiing in primary school and 1 week of skiing in secondary school, and to cut costs. But ski instructors association is trying hard to give the personnel with minimum costs, so they can basically do this kind of things in schools. But that's one answer. But I don't see another sport who is rising, since I was speaking with a lot of sport workers, even in other sports, and they see the decrease in all the sports. And the only sport which is increasing, or sports, let me say, are esports. So computer sports, and there is a huge increase, and there is a huge, really a huge industry who is driving those sports, and the sports persons in the esports are now paid more than Cristiano Ronaldo. So this is a great problem. Maybe it's the way to go. Maybe it's the way to the future, but I can't see it as my future. So I think that we need to hook as much children as possible to this beautiful sport, since once you feel the sliding on the snow, it's impossible to get it out of your mind. And I think this is the way to go. And as much people, as much children we can put on the snow as possible, I think that we will have the bright future if we will do a lot of projects like iEasy was in past years. So, but there are a lot of other people who are struggling and trying and pushing to make a better or brighter future for this beautiful sport. So big thumbs up for all of you and for all of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So any other questions?
Not seeing anything in the Q&A, and actually the timing is perfect. We're just coming up at the top of our hour, so I want to say thanks again to Julie for a great presentation, and certainly everybody in this call, and I think from around the world who joined us today is very motivated to get more children on the snow. So let's all pledge to make sure that we continue the efforts there, because it's super important. So thanks again, and just want to let you know that we've been in conversation with Jonathan Ballou for our next webinar. We're trying to come up with a date, maybe looking at the end of August or sometime in early September, and topic to be determined. But Jonathan Ballou is a PSIA 3-term national team member, and looking forward to his presentation as our next one. And we have more kind of in the works throughout the late summer and into the fall. So keep an eye on the iaess.org website and our social media channels, so we can make sure that we broadcast future events coming soon. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you all for your time.
Thanks to all.
Thank you, Dave.
Have a great day. Bye. Bye-bye.